to my channel. I am your host, the Dark Mistress, aka Remy West, and again, welcome back. So, this is a smoke with me session. I'm gonna give you uh, not so random ramblings, just a few thoughts. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and the topic of discussion was the fact that their girlfriend, their long-term girlfriend, was very, very pressed, in their words, about marriage. So, his complaint was, man, that's all she cares about. Instead of third, she's pressing up every chance she gets, and he didn't understand why it was so important to her. And my thoughts on that is this, ladies: we have been conditioned to aspire to marriage. I call it the fairy tale syndrome. And basically, what that means is that, I'll speak for myself. All my life, and this is a smoke with me session, so please, grab your, your J, your blunt, whatever it is that you have, and just vibe out with me and listen to what it is that I'm like trying to relate to. Again, growing up through the media, through movies, through shows, through just whatever was being seen by me in my environment, it's always been this image of women, this fairy tale image of a happy ending. It's always been this fairy tale, you're gonna meet a guy and everything's gonna be happily ever after. Or you see shows where everything is just so great in these people's relationship, and again, it really portrays this image of happily ever after, and it doesn't prepare you for the reality of a relationship, and the reality of time, the reality of the after the happily ever after. Because in the movies you see the guy gets the girl and they're happy and they run out to the sunset, and then the credits roll. They don't show you, hey, after some time goes on, how they got comfortable with each other. Or after some time goes on, how the guy might have got comfortable, and hey, maybe he's interested in somebody else, and now Cinderella is up at night wondering, where he is, or is he's there, and now Cinderella is checking his phone because she is having this woman's intuition that maybe Prince Charming isn't as into her as he once was. Maybe Prince Charming now isn't showing her the attention that she used to get and is getting to her, and now she's questioning her own self, and damn, well, why is it that he's not giving me this attention anymore, and does that mean that I'm any less because I'm not getting that attention from him? See, that's what I'm talking about. It goes back to seeking validation from a man. So the point that I want to drive home about this is that, ladies, we've also been conditioned to believe that if we are not married by a certain time, or if you're not in a relationship and or married at a certain point, that there has to be something wrong with you. And it's my firm stance that couldn't be furthest from the truth. We have to get away from feeling the need to be validated by a man. Now, I, am all for femininity and feminism in the sense of just embracing your femininity, not in the sense of being a feminist and being opposed to all male energy. That's not what I'm talking about. But it is very, very important, that we just stop. Just stop with this fairy tale image of, the happily ever after, and only aspiring to that. There is nothing wrong with wanting, that male energy around you and wanting to submit to that. I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is stop aspiring to only that. Again, because, so as the conversation goes on, now mind you, you know, this friend of mine, his other complaints are, damn, at the end of the day, she's so worried about marriage, and she hasn't even really spent the time to really work on her as a whole. She's working a job, but it's I'm just gonna put it out there. It's for her and her age, and basically what do they call it? They call it dead end job. So she's working a dead end job. She's not really doing as much as she could be doing, and yet here it is. You're worried about having a baby. Oh wow, how did I leave that out? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so yeah, so her main aspirations at this point is to have a baby and get married, in either order, get married and then have the baby or whatever. But she's so pressed on having this baby and getting married. And again, you know, my message to everybody that's listening right now is, ladies, it is imperative that you take time to, number one, get to know you, get to know what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like, what it is. Spend time with yourself. Spend time building yourself up. Because I think also that a lot of times it's definitely the case that, people, and it's not just women, but people in general, have a tendency to seek, to fill some type of void in themselves through other people. We seek entertainment through other people. We seek, comfort and everything through other people, which on one hand there's nothing wrong with, but where it becomes a serious problem is where now your sense of being is dependent upon someone else's validation of you by way of either marrying you or impregnating you. And this is a serious issue. It's a serious issue that I'm saying, because I was having that conversation with him. But again, I think that there are a lot of women who, feel this need to basically just either all you're aspiring to is marriage, or all you're aspiring to is to have kids, and you haven't even worked on yourself. You haven't even given yourself a chance to build, to build up. So, just to drive the point home, ladies, it is imperative, stop only caring about the man. Start caring about yourself. Start putting yourself first. Start, marry yourself first. And I should totally do a video on just that, but I'll give you a quick gist. Marrying yourself first only means that instead of you focusing on the commitment that you want this other person to give to you, the treatment that you want this other person to give to you, the validation, the love, the comfort, the attention, everything that it is that you're seeking from somebody else, learn to give it to yourself. I'm going to give you a really good way that you could do this. When you're out, right? If you like flowers, buy yourself some flowers. I do this all the time. You know how you be out, right? And like if you're out at the club and the flower man comes in the club, right? I'll give you a good example. One time, me and my homegirls, we out at the at the little hood spot, and we chilling, and here it goes. The flower man came in, asking guys if they wanted to buy a flower for their girl. And again, I'm sitting with me and my two, me and my two homegirls, and I tell them, come over, and I bought some flowers for myself and for my friends. Why? Because this is what I would like for someone else to do. I love when a man buys me flowers, okay? So guess what? I learned to do it for myself. So now I do it for myself. The expectation in the bar just went up here, because I now, when someone else approaches me, they have to do just as much as I'm already doing for myself. Actually, they probably need to do better, because I'm already doing this. I'm already buying myself flowers. I'm already whining and dining myself. I'm already taking myself to, the nicest restaurant, and, picking out the nicest wine, or just whatever it is that you're into. I'm already taking myself shopping. I'm already, spending time out freestyling, or just whatever it is. I'm already doing these things with myself. So, these are just some good examples. Go out to eat by yourself. Go to the movies. Spend that time and that money on you. You get what I'm saying? Learn to appreciate you. Learn to, keep your company, and to comfort yourself. Learn to love yourself. I'll give you another wonderful example. You know how you hear songs on the radio, all these, sappy love songs, and all this codependency, baby, I need you and I can't live without you, and what would I do? Instead of you thinking of the man that you want to feel that way about you, start singing that song to yourself. And it sounds so crazy, right? It sounds like, oh, bitch, what? I guarantee you, listen, start singing that song to yourself. And you'd be surprised. That's a part of learning to love you, but you'd be surprised. Just the affirmations that come with it. You're singing, instead of baby I love you I love you. Sing in the mirror, sing to yourself. Girl, what would I do without you, baby? 'Cause girl, you is so fine. Ooh, girl, the way you walk, baby, you the best thing out here, girl. Sing that shit to yourself, and I'm telling you. You get what I'm saying? Because guess what? You are feeling that way about you. You don't need nobody else to feel that way about you. And guess what? When you're so full of yourself, and now you're feeling good about yourself, you're validating yourself. You're filling your own voids. You're comforting yourself. You're soothing yourself. You're not seeking happiness from outside of yourself. Now you can invite somebody else to the party. You get what I'm saying? Because it's cool. Like, okay, I'm good, but yeah, let me invite somebody else in on the party. And guess what? If for whatever reason it don't work out, if they not, if it's not a good fit, you know what? It's okay, because I'm okay with me. So again, just to drive it home, ladies, learn to be okay with you. Learn to validate yourself. Do not seek it from outside of yourself. If it comes from a man, it is awesome. I'm all for, submission and femininity. However, stop placing someone else's validation of you above your own validation of yourself. Okay? So, now that we have that message out of the way, let's dive out a little bit. This is Mary J. See my eyes. I don't know what that was. But anyway, so, yes, vibe it in, take it out, and, just soak up what it is that I'm trying to relate to you. So, I hope you enjoyed the message, and I would love for you to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to comment and ask, and I will do my best to respond to you. And until next time.